Hello everybody, how are you doing? Let me just wait for a few people to join in and we'll get to your Wednesday night football. It'll show up. We're all up. We are all up. Hope you're doing very well, everybody. Hello Alex, hope you're doing well, mate. Just going to wait for a few of you to join so we can get into the nitty and gritty. Sort these cushions out. Oh, actually, fuck the cushions. Oh, sorry, it's wobbling a bit, guys. Just getting used to everything. Big Dave, hello, mate. Hope you're doing all right. Ben Tomlinson, nice to see you. Do you know what, Ben? I actually went out of my way. I thought to myself, I'll make my bed because it annoys a few of the lads on Proper Sport. Really grinds the gears, so I'll have to make my bed. Nice to see you back, Conor. I think we're getting top 2, LUFC or 3. Babs, be honest, mate, do you think we can still get promoted? Right, well, let's get into the thick of it then, Babs, yeah? I wanted a few of you to join. I think 20 is about the perfect number to start hitting the topics. I've got a bit of news before I start. Some really good things going on with Joe. Tomorrow, Joe Wainman, obviously a colleague on the channel. We're going up to Newcastle and filming some proper, some really good stuff. Yeah, that's something exciting that's coming to the channel. We just want to freshen it up a little bit as well, you know, content-wise. We feel like you guys deserve something a little bit different as well, you know, to the normal stuff we all know that you love. But, you know, we like to freshen it up. You know, we're always thinking of new ideas and things like that. So, you know, every pound, every penny, every 10p, 20p, anything that you put into the channel, guys, like you all have been doing, it goes straight back into it. It goes straight into train tickets, straight into lighting, microphones, anything. So yeah, just so you know that we're so thankful for anything that you guys put into the channel. So we're meeting up tomorrow. We're going to do some good things for the channel. So yeah, look out for that one. But let's get into this. Adam Chadwick, first time back for a while due to a busy few weeks. Nice to be back, MOT. Hello, Adam. Hope you're doing well, mate. Evening, Barkers. Usual. How you doing, Barkers? Hope you're all right. Right, I'm going to go straight to Babs's question. Anyway, it's a bit of a broad one, but I said I'd answer it. Be honest, do you think we can still get promoted? Yes, in answer to your question, Babs, I do think we'll get promoted. I do think we could get promoted. Oh man, there's so much to touch on. It's not going to be a long one today, guys, obviously, because as I've said, we've got some videos coming out which are going to be a little bit special, which are going to go into detail what me and Joe really think tomorrow, for like 3 or 4 videos on that. But, you know, a little short summary, yes, I do think we can go up. Will we? That's a different question. It really is a different question. There's so many variables. I mean, I was even looking at Norwich's fixtures today and thinking to myself, you know what? I think they've got tougher fixtures than Sheffield United, and I think they have. I really think they have. You know, you look at your Middlesbroughs away, your Villas, they've still got to play. I believe Stoke's in there as well for Norwich. They've still got some tough games to come up. Whereas you look at the Blades, and a lot of you might disagree with me here, but I think they could win the league. I really do. I just think they shut out teams so well, and to go 10 games in this division unbeaten, it's a massive precedent. I also think going 7 games without conceding a goal, it's unheard of. So do I think they'll go the next 8 games without conceding a goal? I don't. But do I possibly think they could go the next 3 or 4 without conceding a goal with looking at the fixtures? 100%. So maybe Blades aren't the one we should be looking at. Maybe they're not the ones we should be looking at. I respect Norwich as a team, 100%. But as I said on my review, I do think they concede goals. And a lot of people were querying what I meant by saying that Leeds are the best attacking team in the division, and I still thoroughly believe that. And the reason I believe that is because you look at the chance creation. How many? If you're an opposition fan and you just come to this channel and you don't watch Leeds week in week out, you just watch the highlights. The amount of chances that we create in a game is abhorrent. It's ridiculous. You know, you're probably averaging 9 or 10 chances per game. You know, so we're looking at your Norwiches who are scoring 2 or 3 goals per game. And that was quoted to me as well, the statistical analysis of Norwich's breakdown of goals. But if Leeds were putting away what we were creating, I think we'd be out of sight by now. I really do. You know, you look at the amount of chances we've created in the games that we've lost this season, and the problem is it's putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's been the problem from day one, isn't it? So we're not throwing money at attackers, we're not throwing money at midfielders, and you know, will we look back on this and regret it, rue it? I don't know. Yeah, it's one to definitely discuss, but I think definitely it's something we should be looking at, potentially Norwich. I really think that's a goer for Leeds. I don't know about Sheffield United. I really don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'll have a little bit of a read of your comments anyway. Hello Conor, how are you? Hello Gary, usual viewer of the channel. Hello mate, I hope you're all right. How many points do we need to get for automatic? I'm going to shock you all here. I think we're going to need 94. Yeah. I really think that. I think it's going to be a massive tally this season. I really do. You know, I mean, I've listened to a couple of things over the last couple of days, you know, regarding, you know, LUFC Live on Facebook, etc., talking about, you know, how many points we will really need, and is 94 points going to be the remit that we're going to need, you know? Because the two teams, you've got to look at the other two teams. And now, guys, we've got to look at what they're doing. We've got to look at what they're doing, and they're going to push us the whole way. And I think we all know they will. I think we all know Norwich have got the quality, and we all know Sheffield United have got the quality and the defensive quality as well. I think we're going to get pushed the whole way. I really do. You know, if we want to get that top two spot, I think it's going to be harder than previous years. And I think it's because normally you get the top one or the top two breaking away quite early. You know, we saw Wolves and Cardiff do it quite early on last season. It's not happened this season. You've had sort of like a top four, aside from West Brom, who've veered off a little bit lately. But, you know, the top three has always kind of been within each other, points-wise. So I think it's going to be 94 points. You know, I'm going to throw it out there and say 94 points. So, I mean, that's a lot of wins for Leeds. And then you've got to summarise what we've got left. And I feel maybe a lot of you guys do think that, you know, with a lot of things that I say, maybe they don't reflect the positive light as much. Listen, there's nothing more than I want to be proved wrong. I do, brutally honest, that I do see myself as a bit of a realist. Whether or not that's deluded or not, I'm not 100% sure. It could be deluded. You know, I'm not saying I'm not. But I see Leeds having to win 6 or 7 of the remaining 8 games to get into that Premier League. I think it's going to be that tight, and I really do it. And you know, we never do it easily, do we? You look at when we finished outside the top 6 under the Monkey, that was a record amount of points that was set for outside the top 6. You know, that was a record season for that. You know, and I think this season is going to be very, very similar. So it's Leeds, isn't it? We always do it that way, and it's always been the same. And it wouldn't be Leeds if it wasn't like that. But you look at the games we've got coming up, guys. Millwall, it's their game of the season. They love this game. It's their favourite game of the season. They've got no other rivals in this division. That Millwall, who, you know, we still get comments on our videos about the fan cams at Millwall, and we get so much abuse on our YouTube channel from Millwall fans, and it's because they love it. They love a big club coming down to Millwall and you know, filling out their away end so they can just all run to the little corner, the little pocket, do the turkey signs, do all the horrible things they normally do. That's not a generalisation for all the fans. That's just a little pocket of them. But this is their biggest game. They love it. They love getting veered up for this game, and it's all part of the package with Leeds Millwall. It always has been since they came up to Ellen Road on that fateful day and bricked the first buses. It's always been like that, you know. And this is going to be their biggest game. Harris he's already come out and he said this is going to be their most monumental game, their pivotal game of the season. I don't know why, and that leads me to think that it's just because we're in the position we are, and that's what we've got to understand. I was speaking to a Barnsley fan today, and he said the best thing about their position at the minute, because they're going up against Sunderland, the best thing is because every team wants to scalp Sunderland because of the big boys. Now, if Sunderland were in that division for 10 years, if Sunderland were in the Championship for 10 years, they would have that reputation because they're a big club. They are a big club, you know. Big followings, big home followings. And it's one of those things where Leeds are always going to have that. We've always had it in the Championship. No matter what big club comes down, you know, even when Newcastle were coming down, you know, they'd sell out against Leeds away, all this sort of stuff. So we are teams' biggest games. And as I was saying, when I was talking to that Barnsley fan, he was saying we've got the advantage because when teams play us, it's not their biggest games, but when they play Sunderland, it's their biggest game. So they raise the levels, and teams always do that against us. So you get little small teams like Millwall who come up against Leeds. No disrespect, but let's be real. Come up against Leeds, they get the sellout at home. They come away. They bring the largest amount of away followings. They talk about it on their all the fan channels if it's the biggest game of the season. The manager comes out and says the biggest game of the season. And that's how it happens. And that's, what I'm saying, guys, is levels are up against Leeds. So this is the brick wall we're facing right now. We've got all these fixtures coming up, which are tough fixtures, let's be right. And we're sort of seeing past Millwall at the minute, and we're looking at Villa, we're looking at Wednesday, we're looking at Brentford away, we're looking at Preston away, we're looking at Birmingham away. But we're missing potentially the tough games as well. Wigan are going to be fighting out at the bottom. Millwall love playing against Leeds. They love it. They love causing an upset. And they've got a half-decent record against us. You know what's going to happen? That old man up front's going to turn up one game a season. That's what he does. And they are going to turn up against Leeds. So we're going to have to be right on it. I do think we'll be too much for them. I think we're too much for them down there, to be quite frank. I think it's one of the best performances we've put in at the Den in years. And teams don't like playing us at the minute. So it's a massive positive. But it is difficult at the minute. It is difficult because teams are upping the levels against Leeds United, and they're doing it in a period where we could do with them not doing that. We really could. 8 games left. What else have we got here? Watching from the Wairarapa region in New Zealand. Wow, excellent, Gary. Hello to you. Let's have a look. A lot of you talking amongst yourselves. I totally agree, Conor. 94 points. You all right, Conor? Leeds Smith. Hello, mate. Hope you're all right. 94 points or 90, 87, 88. Andrew Conor, 94 points from 97 available. But yeah, it's a damning statistic, isn't it, Andrew? But I do think it's one we need to be aiming for. That top region, we need to be winning every single game with that mindset. You forget Sheffield United with the chasers. They've been the chasers for the majority of the season, and they've got to us. They've got to our heels. They nibbled a little bit, and now they're there. They're over the line, so they think they're promoted already. A lot of people have been asking me at work how I'm feeling at the minute because I've been so down. A lot of people are shedding light on it, which I love. That's what I love about our fan base. We pick ourselves up and we're positive and we go again. I do think it was a massive result. I do. I'll be brutally honest with you guys. I think it was a do not lose. But we've got to roll with the punches now. We've got to get on with it. We've got to move on. Of course we have. There's still 24 points to play for. We could have gone 5 points clear. It'd have let us have a little bit of a slip. But we haven't got that now. We're a point behind. So, you see the transition in where we could have been. But there's no point in dwelling on that now. That Sheffield United is over. Interestingly enough, we've beaten Norwich, we've lost to Norwich, we've beaten West Brom, we've lost to West Brom, and now we've beaten Sheffield United and we've lost to Sheffield United. There's no real consistency over that. But, you're looking at the 2 games, and I'll be brutally honest with you guys, I do feel that we have the edge on Sheffield United. I really do. Speaking to a couple of Sheffield United fans as well, a lot were commenting on the videos and saying, me and Joe and Oscar were deluded because, we thought we played better. But I do think that, their manager comes down and says it was a smash and grab. And, you're looking at a lot of their fan channels, I've read a lot of the blogs as well, the Sheffield United blogs, all saying the same thing. So I don't really understand some of the fans who were coming out and saying, they deserved it. A lot of them harking back to the Phillips tackle last season, we were talking about Baldock being sent off, which is what I said on my video. A lot of them harking back to when Phillips should have been sent off against United last season. But you look at earlier on this season, that McGoldrick horror tackle on Cleek where he nearly broke his leg. If it had been a standing leg there, Cleek's leg it'd have flown off. So that's twice this season where, in my opinion, there should have been 2 reds to Sheffield United, which could have swung the whole game. So it's going to go right to the wire. I do thoroughly believe that. Billy Big Licks 92. If we get 90, we are up. Let's hope so. Jason Hill, think Sheffield United will slip up. Think top 3 will all finish on more than 90 points. None of top 3 will go unbeaten until the end. I think Jason's got it spot on there. I'm not 100% sure if Sheffield United will slip up. I do think it will go to the last day of the season, so there's always potential. You look at who they've got the last day of the season, Stoke away. I mean, do we all think the Leeds game beforehand, the Villa at home's a banker? I really don't. I mean, you look how good Villa are at the minute. Grealish in that side, they're a different beast. It's like us with Pablo. You saw how pivotal Pablo was, at the weekend, and how much he did in that first half. Grealish is the exact same. He gets them ticking, and money bags of Villa have had a hell of a lot of money ploughed into that squad over the last year. So there's a hell of a lot of ability there. You look at what Bielsa's doing with a team that finished 13th last season. They are performing way above expectations. These Villa lot at the minute, the sort of a 6 or a 7. That's the quality of player they've got. They hit that 10. I mean, they should be. I mean, right? Obviously, they're not gonna, but they should be winning the league, or first or second, with the players they have at their disposal. Jack Grealish, Conor Hourihane in the middle, John McGinn, Tammy Abraham, Kodja, Adoma. They've got players up top that if they all start clicking, Henry Lansbury, etc., they all start clicking, and so it's one of those, really. It's going to go. We don't know. I cannot tell you right now. I can't tell you who do I think's got the easier fixtures. I've been asked on here. I think Sheffield United have the easier fixtures of the three. I really do. I think they've got the easier fixtures of the three. I think Leeds and Norwich, I'd probably say we have the toughest. I really do. And I think it's because of how we play. It's our philosophy. Let me put this to you. Sheffield United go to Preston. Sheffield United go to Birmingham. What are they going to do? Shithouse. That's what they're going to do. They are going to shithouse their way to those 3 points. What they're going to do? Sharp's going to get a crappy goal that's going to go in off his arse, probably in both games, and they're going to defend and defend and defend and defend. That's what they're going to do. A lot of people were talking about Jack Clark at the weekend. Why didn't we get him the ball enough? It's because O'Connell was man marking Clark. They had a plan for Clark. Clark tried to jink it past him once. O'Connell with the foot in straight away. Tried to get him past another time. O'Connell shoved him out into touch. They had a plan for when Jack Clark came on 100%. They weren't letting lightning strike twice with Sheffield United. You could tell Wilder had a little bit of a plan. O'Connell got tighter and Clark was restricted. A lot of people were saying, why didn't we get the ball out to him? We couldn't, because Clark was never in as much space as he wants to be in, where he gets that 3 or 4 yard advantage on an opposition player. We didn't have that at the weekend. So yeah, it is one of those things where they're going to bank, they're going to get these defensive players on. Will Basham play in the middle again, making sort of a 5 at the back, a 6 at the back in those both games, and they're going to nick a goal. Whereas what we like to do is how I've always described Leeds under Bielsa is win or lose. We will play football and we will go to the dying embers of every single game. You saw that against Sheffield United when they were fanning around with it at the back. That's just the Bielsa football. We like to play. We like to create the space. Billy Sharp's closing him down. We'll pass it across. We'll centrally pass it across. We'll pass it square. It'll get to Cooper, and then Cooper, if you can't see the angle, he'll pass it back. And that's how we do things. We play Bielsa ball right till the end. It's positive football right till the end, but we will not change our ethos. So it's going to be a win or a lose. We go into every game to win 4-0. You look at the amount of chances we create. We go in to win games by a massive margin. We don't do that, in my personal opinion, because I don't think we have. I think we're overperforming at the minute, but I don't think we have the natural quality up front, the natural finesse, aside from maybe Pablo, to win games. And you've seen that on multiple occasions with that. Alioski when he's been in the offensive third, with Harrison in the offensive third, even to an extent probably with Bamford, a little, let's be real, do you know what I mean, or an Abraham. So that's my thoughts on it, guys, if I'm being brutally honest. Barkers, I've met a lot of Millwall fans, Conor, very nice people, just small minority of people that make the most noise and give them a bad name. Yeah, Barkers, 100%. I've got a couple of mates who are Millwall fans. I mean, they still give it large, but yeah, I just think they hate Leeds, Barkers, if I'm honest with you. I mean, how many fans don't? Let's have a look at what you're saying. Some great comments coming in, guys. I really like it with the, there's a lot of questions here, talking about tactical analysis. I love this. It's great. So let's see what you're saying. No game is easy because it's a cup final for every team. Let's not look past any game. Yeah, Jack. Jack as well, shout out to you on Twitter. I know you get in contact with us a lot and interact with us a lot on Twitter. I agree, Jack. Yeah, we've got to take each game as it comes, mate, 100%. That's how success happens, isn't it? Brady and Cooper must have Morrison in their pockets. Christ, I'm hoping so. He always seems to just have a 10 out of 10 game against us, doesn't he? I'm harking back to that 4-3 last season. Barkers, would you agree, Conor? I'm open to debate. Would another season in the Championship suit us if Bielsa promises to stay? Build on the foundations. For me, our squad is paper thin for the Premier League. Yeah, Barkers, really good point. Really good point. And I'll 100%, fashion that. I mean, I think we've just become accustomed to being in the Championship now, haven't we? So another season doesn't seem that glaringly horrendous, but keeping that man is pivotal to our success. Unless we have Carlos Corberán, who's going to come in as sort of the like-minded man as well, who's going to be able to fit in Bielsa's shoes, but I don't think he'll have the impact Marcelo will. We all know his fan base that he's not going to stay forever, but I would pray that he'll give us two seasons. 2 seasons. In his contract, it was supposed to be a 2-year rolling contract, but apparently Argentinian sources say that it was a 1-year rolling contract, and he decides at the end of it. I really am praying we get another one out of him, because it's been the best football I've ever seen at Leeds, and I love it. We outplay every team. Well, I'm sorry, we do. We outplay every team. There's only been one game this season, in my personal opinion, where we haven't, and that was West Brom. To a stretch, Norwich. I thought Norwich neutralised us really well, actually, when we played them 3-1 at home. But there was spells in that game where we did play really, really well. We're used to games, aren't we? Us finishing 13th, 14th, going to Bristol away, getting battered, going to Borough, getting battered, going to all these away, Ipswich losing. It's just great now, because we have hope going into every single game, and I pray we have that for one more season. Let's have a look. I don't see Brown playing for the rest of the season. He just comes across as a lazy. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. Brown's the quality we need. That's my question to you guys. Izzy Brown, he's a forgotten man, and he's 22, 23. This is a man who guided Rotherham to mid-table in that season where he was at Rotherham. I think he scored about 7 or 8 goals, got a large amount of assists. He got signed by Huddersfield, obviously from Chelsea, then went to Huddersfield, did the exact same, was arguably their best player this season. I feel so many people are looking past Izzy Brown, and it's going to be a massive mistake. I don't see why he's not put in that squad. And I was saying don't change the squad, but at the end of the day, for me now, it is glaringly obvious that we don't have enough people with natural ability to put the ball in the net in the final third. Izzy Brown is that. Izzy Brown has been on Chelsea's books now since he was a kid. If he was crap, they'd have got rid. He's got a massive price tag on him. If we were to go in for Izzy Brown next year, it'd be 10 to 15 million. Don't be questioning yourselves on that. It took us a while to get him in as well, from what I hear. Because obviously the lads at Chelsea want him playing week in, week out, when he's back fit and stuff like this. Bielsa knows more than I do, knows more than all of us do, and we all question football. And that's what a fan channel's for. It's all about questioning things, because it's a fan's voice. My question to you lot would be, how is this guy scoring that many in the under-23s, which is unprecedented? That doesn't normally happen, because you're getting a player who's having to jump into an under-23 mould, which he doesn't know. We've seen Bamford go in there, Roof go in there. Izzy Brown has flourished in that 23s. He's scored goals. He's proved himself. He's a natural finisher. He's 6'2". He's good in the air. He's good on the ground. Why can we not put him in this side? Why can he not come off the bench? Obviously, United, he wasn't on the bench. But let's be real, guys. Would he have come on? No, he wouldn't have come on. It'd have been Shackleton, who we all love. I think Shackleton's fantastic. It'll have either been Dallas or it'd have been Jack Clark. He is just not in favour, and it really frustrates me when you see games like that, because Leeds are playing fantastic football, but the end product isn't there. And Izzy Brown is that end product. He can play up front, he can play left wing, he can play right wing, he can play CAM. He can do it all. He's so versatile in that front 4, that front 5 positioning. He's perfect, and I just think that maybe we could utilise him a little bit more. You saw his gusto when he came on against QPR. Yes, he nearly got sent off. Yes, he got a yellow card, but yes, he nearly got sent off. Yes, he got a yellow card, but he wanted to prove himself. He wanted to get in the thick of it. Why can't we just throw him in? He might be lazy, but I don't care. If he puts the ball back in the back of the net, I don't care. I really don't care. We had Jermaine Beckford for however many years. Becchio did all the horrible work. And then you had a natural finisher in Beckford. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about it. I just think that it's something that we could utilise, in my opinion. Sorry about that, guys. I think it just went off a little bit there. Let me just read your comments again. Yeah, we just went off there. I was running on 4G. Let's go back up. I'm really enjoying this, guys. Some of your comments are absolutely excellent today. Zandra Paul, hope Birmingham don't get a point deduction. I'm happy with them being in mid-table obscurity at the minute. Don't need them being sent into a relegation battle. They'll have to step up their game. Zandra, it's a good point. It's a really good point. And these are the things that we've got to take into account, haven't we? We've got to take into account these little knowledges, haven't we? Like Aston Villa, right? Well, they're going for the playoffs now, so they're going to be right up for it against Leeds. Ipswich, though, on the other hand, the game of the season, they're going to be down, but they've got nothing to play for. Sheffield Wednesday, they now have something to play for. They're going for the playoffs. Millwall, they play against Leeds because they hate Leeds and they don't like us. Wigan, they're in a relegation battle, so they've got something to play for. Preston, they're going for the playoffs. They're going to play for it. Brentford, maybe still in with a little bit of a shout. But see what I mean? All these games that we've got coming up, but we're Leeds United, we're going for the top two. This is why our performances have to be 10 out of 10 for the next 8 games. They have to be. Alex Baldy, Conor Hourihane, best midfielder in the league, hands down. Dare say if we had him, we'd be in first in the league, wins every ball and can thread a pass. Him and Bamford would make a lovely link. They would make a lovely link, but Alex, you're a Barnsley fan, mate, and I know you're a Barnsley fan, and I wouldn't put Conor Hourihane in the same breath as Pablo Hernandez and Jack Grealish. So that's my opinion on that one. Hope Edmondson gets a game. Yeah, Big Dave, I want to see Bogusz gets a chance. Looks good in the Big Dave, I want to see Bogusz gets a chance. Looks good in the under-23s. He does, doesn't he? Very good on the ball. Very good link up between him and Edmondson. Very silky as well. Definitely one for the future. Let's have a look. Still watch your Be Heroes video. Proper gives you goosebumps. Fingers crossed it's this year. Cheers, Adam. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it took a while, guys. If you haven't seen it, Be Heroes. We had 18 games left, and now we have 8. Jesus Christ. That's gone so quick. It's written in the stars. We will go up. I think there's a lot to play for between us. Top 3 at the end of the season. Think it will go down to the last game. Jake Jervis, MOT. Hopefully, Jake. I'm praying. I really am praying. That's it. Let's have a look at what else he's saying. Please name the top 8 at the end of the season, LSB. Oh, God, mate, the top 8. I'm struggling to do the top 6. I'm not going to do that, Ellis, because we've got some videos coming out, and I don't want to give away what I think and what Joe thinks. We've had a little discussion. I think it might shock you. So just watch out for that. Think Roof will be important near the end of the season. He will be right up for the push and wanting to get back scoring. Yeah, definitely, Jason. We've got a player who scored 15 goals there who's coming back into the fray. Who would you take out for him? That's my question. Potentially Tyler Roberts. But I think Tyler Roberts is doing really well. Breaking news, Barker's runs on to... Oh, it's you guys talking amongst yourselves. Alfie Waitman, watching from Lisbon. What's your thoughts on Bogusz getting a run on the bench? Looks fantastic. Watch 4 or 5 games. He's clever, strong, runs channels well. Would be good with Bamford up front. Yeah, it'd be a nice little link, wouldn't he? I've watched 3 or 4 games with him in now. So strong on the ball as well. Got a cracking shot on him. If you haven't, guys, make sure you check out Matthias Bogusz. Even his Poland highlights, his Leeds highlights at the minute, he looks so good. It looks like rumours from the Ellen Road camp are that, you look at his contract at the end and it was saying stuff like, will be training with the first team. So I wonder if there is a little bit of a link there. But I'd love to see him. I'd love to see. He's so silky on the ball, so clever. You put a little nutmeg in the last game in the under-23s, which no one could see. He's a little bit of a visionary. Maybe the next Pablo, I don't know, but he's got definitely those attributes. He looks real class. Barkers, what's the situation with Bolton, Conor? If they go bust, will we lose 6 points, or is that just Facebook bollocks? No, Barkers, I don't think that's correct. What will happen is they'll be hit with a points deduction. But if you hark back to when we got something similar, it's a deterrent to them. It's nothing to the teams that they've played, because then everyone will be impacted, and it wouldn't make any sense. It's just scaremongering that. What else have we got? Why do Leeds fans hype up Hernandez when Buendia and Norwood are streets ahead of the fool? Look at the stats, look at the goals, and that's why we big him up more than Buendia and Norwood. Check your stats, check your goals. Who's got more? I think that's Pablo. 6 wins from 8 would give us 91 points. I feel it could be enough. Yeah, you hope so, Stephen. You really do. I mean, 91 points is an astronomical amount for a championship promoted side, top 2 in particular. What do you guys think? I'm just going to put it to you. What do you guys think on if we were to get in the playoffs? A little situation for you there. If we were to get in the playoffs, how do you think it would go? How do you think it would go? You know, there's also the possibility of us playing, you know, Villa over 2 legs. Wednesday, if they get in there. Obviously, Borough, if they don't get knocked out. I think Borough could, you know, and then obviously you've got the likes of West Brom who would have to play again. It's interesting. It really is interesting who we're going to be playing in the upcoming fixtures. Really, I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on it. Who do you think? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people talking about the Norwood Streets Ahead comment at the bottom. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Norwood Streets Ahead. I'm not 100% sure about that. Let's have a look at what else you guys saying. Gary Keith, why did we buy Izzy? Yeah, I mean it's a good point. It really is a good point. I don't know at this moment in time. I'm hoping that Bielsa's got a little bit of a master stroke at the end of it. That's what I'm praying. I'm praying he's waiting for Brown maybe in the hopefully in the playoff region. I'm not 100% sure, but at the minute it is tricky to see why we bought Izzy Brown. You know, obviously with the injury that he's had that forced him out of favour with Brighton. Why did we do that? You know, why did we make that move? It's an interesting one, isn't it? I don't know what you guys think about that. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It really is an interesting one. I'm fashioning why we did that if we don't actually play him. It is an interesting one. Barkers, one more point I'll make about the Brown situation. Baker and Brown are both muddle-cuddled. Drive around in 50 grand cars with zero care in the world. They will not play for the shirt. Yeah, potentially not. But if they put the ball in the back of the net, I just think that's what we need at the minute. I think we need someone who has got quality in the final third. I don't think many lone players. I don't think many lone players, you know, play for the shirt as such. I think it's very rare you get that. You know, Harrison will definitely have his eye on the Man City side next season. I've got no doubt about that. Loanies don't really. I don't think they care that much about the club that they're at the minute. You know, we'd like to think as fans that they do. We like to think that they do, but I'm not 100% sure they do. I just think it's a little bit of a fan hype, that one is. But yeah, it's one of those really, isn't it, guys? I'm not 100% sure on if that is the thing really. You'd like to think it was, but yeah. Right, guys, it's only been a short one. I've just got in from work as well, so I'm just gonna head off. And obviously, we've got these things coming for you tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. You should be really excited for. If you haven't already, make sure you slap a like on the video as well. But yeah, me and Joe linking up tomorrow in Newcastle to film some really good stuff. So let me know what you guys want to see in the future. As I said, leave a like on the video, comment. Make sure I love it when we can chat about Leeds like this. You guys have varied opinions to me, and that's what I love. That's what this channel's all about. As I said, comment, like, and subscribe, guys. I'll catch you in a bit.